I have been terribly behind on planning and writing for a video, but I haven't forgotten the promise I made when starting. I have been trying to sort myself out and get back on my feet, among other things, which is something that I want to talk about. If you stuck around this long, then again, I have to say thank you. Art and entertainment mediums aren't just a look into the fantastic and exciting. They're a look into characters and settings that can be just as real as the ones we see every day, especially when it comes to emotional stress. But if video games set themselves apart as an interactive for something entertaining, how well can it work as drama that resonates with the player's feelings through more than just common tragedy, something even deeper? Emotions are difficult and are hard to change and even harder to understand, and there's such a wide range of intensity. In our worst moments, our anxieties and worries cloud our judgment. Our past regrets and decisions weigh down on us and make looking forward feel hopeless, and our current moments meaningless. So when we see someone who is struggling just as much as we are, it's a relief that we're not the only ones. In the case of characters within a story, we don't just observe what they say and do, but also what they want to say and why. The thoughts that they have and the implications that holds. Through this we can sympathize with them, connect with them even further. But for us in the real world, it's not so easy to just fix everything. And it's hard, and sometimes lonely, when it's like no one understands how we feel, or if there's no one to turn to. And in some cases, I feel like a lot of us don't understand ourselves. So let's try to give it a little more thought. Oftentimes I find it enjoyable when I see games that slow down its pace and take a closer look at the human aspect of its characters, with things that are more personal than the common written tropes of drama. Jill from Valhalla is almost an insert character, someone we can put ourselves in place of. Not perfectly given her unique personality to the character, but it can work. And ironically enough, even Jill has her own problems that we can't truly understand. But it works enough during the special interaction that we get that movies or books can't give us. We get to talk to others and listen to them. For a little while we get to play bartender and listen to the muses and troubles of a customer who just needs to let it all out. Share what they're thinking and how they feel. Or something like Literature Club, where aside from the horror-esque turn of events, we get to see the darker, ugly side of people suffering. Although exaggerated for the sake of its narrative, it's rooted in circumstances that, unfortunately, many people do go through. Depression and self-hate, abuse and troubles at home, and the need to self-harm. These are some of the most personal and complicated issues that are the scary truth that many people experience. And continuing on in the story, again, even though exacerbated in the plot, the severity of their pain and suffering because of it isn't too far off from what some people feel on a day-to-day basis. Even Undertale, when you consider more than just the genre-flipping RPG adventure, there are moments, big and small, of dialogue where, in the face of this grand scheme we'll likely never see in our world, are still honest and inspirational. Major characters and even NPCs have lines of promoting self-love, confidence, the efforts that they put into having a positive outlook, and even lines that are genuinely sad and pitiful. While you as the main character are progressing through this journey, you're likely to run into characters who are simply just normal people, with their own stories behind their dialogue. This kind of parallel shows that in one contained scenario or a long storyline, there's more than just two sides of one coin. So what can we take from this? There is no easy answer. There's only one person who can really understand you, and that's you. It will take a lot more than just playing games and reading books, but every little bit helps. No one else can truly feel the way you do, but in that same two-way road, it's the same for them. But that's exactly what brings us together, even though we're fighting our own fight. The characters we play with, or the people we have around us in our everyday lives. Seeing the struggles they go through, but also seeing the passion and the fervor of pressing through it. Any experiences that you have with them to get a different perspective on yourself. to help you sit down and think hard on what it is you feel and why you feel it. It is an incredibly difficult journey, but it's one that everyone has to go through. And that's why, even though many may see it as pointless or sometimes unrealistic, I enjoy when what many assume to be a mindless pastime can be a good outlet for us. Something with a sense of realism in the human aspect. That these characters we interact with are flawed, troubled, and struggling, just like we do. Instead of developers making something just meant to entertain or distract us. Creating something that feels real, that can help us gain a little bit of experience in other people's emotions, and therefore release our own. A catharsis. Something to help you realize you're not the only one. Something to help you feel like you're not alone.